Funding for the Steamship America, a North Shore legend, is provided by the citizens of Minnesota through the Minnesota Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund.
It was a great day, boat day. Especially the one day of the week was Sunday was boat day, and that's the one they got dressed up for. They all took baths, and they got dressed up for the Sunday boat day, and that was kind of fun.
Boat Day on Isle Royale was a wild mix, part social gathering, part marketplace. The America brought orders of fruit and vegetables, basic supplies, and served as a magnet for friends and neighbors.
It was the connection to civilization.
If they needed groceries, you would hand them a list on one trip, and they'd pick it up and bring it out for the next one. If we didn't have ice here, the ships normally brought ice out in 100-pound cakes, and which by the time they got here were 50 pounds, but but you still bought 100 pounds.
The ship gave summer residents and fishing families a reason to gather and share the news of the day. A simple post office at Tobin Harbor played a critical role in the community.
Jimmy Lawrence is connected to the Connollys. Lichties and Dasslers were connected. So that's our harbor.
There was something about the America coming around that corner that made them feel not so isolated and alone. And that was really important for my grandmother. She wrote 32 letters to one person, 39 to somebody else, 9 to Mrs. Rugg, 11 to Bessie. Boat Day was huge because people were coming and going. And then, of course, the mail. And then the supplies. And then everybody from Tobin Harbor, and it's a pretty big community, is down there. You go down there and meet everybody, and then I'd say to you, oh, come on over for cards on Friday. And you'd say, okay, if the weather's good. I'm sure you'd say something like that, you know, because that would be important. If it was bad, you know, you wouldn't come.
Wherever there was a dock deep enough for her, the America would pause to exchange mail and freight before continuing on. In Grand Marais and elsewhere, it was a big event to go down and meet the boat when it came in. In Tofte, it was the wildlife that greeted her.
Every time the America gave 3 blasts of his whistle to announce that it was coming close to the dock, the wolves in the hills would hear it and they'd start howling and the passengers would get excited on the ship. And you would too. Even today you'd get excited, I think. When you had the America, it brought with it not only supplies, it brought family, it brought businessmen, it brought tourists and elegant ladies looking along the shore. That was a real exciting thing.
There was never any lingering, there was never any kind of hanging out. So the exchange would be made, a lumberjack would get off, the mail going both ways, whatever freight was going, and then away it went.
It's kind of like you prospecting. You wouldn't know what you'd find. There was always something to talk about when the boat landed.
Funding for the Steamship America, a North Shore legend, is provided by the citizens of Minnesota through the Minnesota Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund.